we come to you live from above the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. I am Greeny. That is Rex Ryan, who is back and better than ever. Dan Orlovsky is with us this morning. Ryan Clark is with us this morning as we look back on what was a very interesting day one of the NFL season. And we get up with, how about them Cowboys? This morning, the D in Big D stands for, did you see that call? Or did they get robbed? We'll answer both those questions. Then, Tampa Tom looks disgusted after a disheartening debut. What exactly happened to an offense that should be much better? Meanwhile, Brady's old team, with its new quarterback, looking very comfortable through week one, is Cam writing the beginning to a successful second act. We got all the answers as we get up with you, starting right now with the game of the night at brand new SoFi Stadium. Rams, Cowboys, some Rams players taking a knee during the playing of the national anthem. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones standing, of course, with his hand over his heart, as was to be expected. The Cowboys, all save for one, would stand during the playing of the national anthem. To the action we go. Early second quarter. Cowboys down 7-0. And Rex, here comes Zeke.
Yeah, you can't stop this guy right here. Complete back. There it is. Makes a great. I mean, look, that most backs take that thing out of bounds for about a 3-yard gain. This guy is special.
He takes it to the house. 22 carries for 96 yards for Zeke. Feed me, says the tattoo on his stomach. Rex?
Too. I mean, I'm with him all the way. Feed me.
Third quarter, Rams down 14-13, but not for long. Robert Woods has really emerged, Rex, in this offense.
Yeah, he really has. This guy right here, I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league. I had a chance to coach this guy in Buffalo, and I should have done a better job.
He had 6 catches for 105 yards, and now here's Malcolm Brown taking it in for a score. He had 18 carries, 79 yards. That's his second touchdown. Rams up 6, 12 minutes left. Cowboys down 3, 4th and 3. They don't kick the field goal, Rex.
No, of course not. Analytics. Throw analytics out there in a stack of paper. Golly, I hate analytics.
Rex hates the analytics. They turn it over, but they would get one more chance, and so here's the play we will be talking about. That's Dak. This is Michael Gallup. Oh, it's a 47-yard gain, but hold everything. Offensive pass interference. Take another look, Rex. Is it a good call?
Garbage call right here, Greeny. I mean, come on, dude. Great throw by Dak Prescott. Gallup, he's even, he's leaving. Jalen Ramsey knows it. Smart kid from Brentwood, Tennessee. But it's an acting job.
That is a defensive-minded coach saying that it is a bad call on
and
the
I
OPI.
hate the Cowboys.
Meanwhile, it sets up this Dak last gasp, no good. Dak would throw for 266 and a score. Goff 275 and a pick. But in the end, it's the Rams with the win, and all anyone was talking about was the offensive pass interference.
It was clear as day. If they wouldn't have called that, then I would have been highly upset. Yeah, that was clear as day, in my opinion. I don't know what y'all saw, but that's what I saw and felt out there.
Just watching it live, it looked like two guys hand fighting. I thought it was well executed. I was surprised there was a call there either way. So very obviously disappointed in the call.
Tony Correnti was the ref. He said, I can tell you it was clear and obvious on the field of a hand into the opposing player, a full arm extension that created separation. In all situations, that would be called. We're not going to allow that at any time of the game. So you heard from Rex. He's a defensive coach. I want to hear from the DB on my team. Ryan Clark, was that a good call? It essentially decided the game.
I think it's a good call. Listen, Marcus Smart, Jalen Ramsey did an extremely good job of selling the call. We obviously knew when you saw the arm extend, Jalen understood Michael Gallup had gotten a little separation from him, and you saw him do a flop, but then he tried to finish the play. I think, and it's crazy, I get a call right after, and somebody goes, we talk about DBs all the time. It was like, he wouldn't flop in that situation. Like Jalen just wouldn't do that if he didn't think he was pushed. It wasn't acting. I thought it was a little acting on the end, but you could see the arm on his chest the whole time. Then he extends and he gets a little space. Now, what you want to say is, ref, don't make that call, or official, swallow your whistle at this moment. But that's not the way that football should work. That call is rarely ever made, which is why people think it's a bad call. But by the letter of the law, Michael Gallup pushed off. it was an OPI. And just as you don't want the flag to decide the game, you also don't want a penalty that goes uncalled to decide a game. And so that was the right call. The Rams win the game. And if you're Dallas and you got all these 3,000-yard wide receivers and you got this great rusher and you got a new coach and Jason Garrett's gone, you should be winning the game by a lot anyway, so it's your fault.
I'm glad you took us there. We've talked a lot about the call. Dan Orlovsky, all the things that we could complain about from the Cowboys offense yesterday are the same things as last year. They're terrible on third down. They don't look explosive enough. They only score 17 points in a spot where it feels that they should do a lot better. Dan Orlovsky, what did you see in the Cowboys offense last night that left us feeling disappointed?
Vanilla ice cream. Just way too basic, way too generic. And this is an offense that we've all talked about the talent, right? I want to see this ball, first of all, spread out more between all those weapons. And then, guys, you have to on third down at the end of the game. When you go over to end this football, third down.
We're obviously losing Dan. Let me put that on hold there, Cindy. I'm sorry. Obviously, we can't hear from Dan. You understand we're all just doing the best we can here, and unfortunately the signal is just not cooperating. I'll come back to him as soon as I can. Meanwhile, Rex, I know there was one other thing that really rubbed you the wrong way. We touched on it in the highlight. 4th and 3 on the 11. They decide to go for it there. Analytics suggest that you do instead of kicking a field goal that would have tied it. Maybe it doesn't decide the game because of the offensive pass interference. But what do you think of the decision?
Yeah, no, I disagree with the decision. And look, analytics tells you to go for every 4th down. I mean, I'm sorry, analytics, this isn't Pop Warner. This is the National Football League. And I get it. If you think you have momentum or whatever, you got a great matchup, then you go for it. You might consider it. But you're over on third down conversions. So to me, kick the thing in, especially if you're the better team, kick the field goal, tie the game up, and play on. So to me, everybody can say, oh, no, it's right. No, it isn't. You haven't converted a third down all day. So I'm sorry, it's not the right call.
And it was a frustrating game if you're rooting for the Cowboys because all of the same things we complained about last year, and we blamed all of them on Jason Garrett, who just stood there, smiled, and spit as these games were going on, and we decided he was the problem. Here they are a year later, and the offense looks exactly the same. Same concerns. We'll talk about it more as we go. I want to get Orlovsky back as soon as I can. Meanwhile, Bucks, Saints, yesterday. And that means, of course, the debut of Tampa Tom. Still, Rex, kind of hard to get used to seeing him in that uniform.
I'm with you, Greeny. Wait, that doesn't make sense. He should have always been in a New England jersey.
Going up against that guy, Drew Brees, and very early, Brady looked good. First drive, first completion, this looks good.
Yeah, okay, never mind. It's okay to be in Tampa. I mean, that's a beautiful throw right there by Brady.
And it sets this up. This is how they cap off the first drive. Brady taking it in himself, and then the Gronk spike, which is as close as we really got to seeing Gronk play a factor in this yesterday. And so he starts out good, but then it starts to get away from him a little bit. Meanwhile, Brees to Alvin Kamara. Kamara will tie the game at 7. Ensuing Bucs possession, this is where it goes wrong. This is going to be a pick over the middle. Whose fault is this play?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. It looks like it's the receiver because he stops. And it's either his fault or it's Brady's fault, expecting him to continue. Either way, there's miscommunication some way. And as the coach will say, it's an ME, but he doesn't say on which guy. So.
Buccaneers down 17-7 at the half. So early third, same score. Bucs back on offense. This is a terrible play.
This is a terrible play right here, and it's a terrible play design. He's looking to his right. He comes back late in the down to the wide side of the field, throwing an out route. Nobody should do that, especially a 43-year-old quarterback.
Denoris Jenkins, a pick 6 against Tampa. Where have we heard that before? Following that, Bucs looking to answer. Here's Brady. There's O.J. Howard. Brady, his first touchdown pass as a Buccaneer. He was 23 of 36, 239, 3 total TVs, but the Bucs are still down 10. Now it's a 7-point game. This is Brees. This is Jared Cook. That's a big play, a 46-yard gain, and that's going to set up Emmanuel Sanders for a big score.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Sanders, I was wondering where the heck he disappeared. Adds to that same offense until this drive. But again, this is a guy right here. Expect him to be more featured as the year goes on.
31-17, Saints, 2.5 to play. Saints looking to run out the clock. Oh, they're running a trick play.
Oh, this is straight Buddy Ryan. I love it right here. But, if you're a Tampa Bay fan,
they're going to be mad.
Oh, they're going to be mad.
They may have bigger problems. They lose 34-23. Let's talk.
After the way we practiced for the last 2 weeks, would have never thought I'd see us have that many penalties, had them turnovers, Just basically mental error that really cost us when we got back in the game in the coverage. So it's round one. We've lost round one, and we'll get ready for round two.
I lost plenty of games in my career, so I know I don't like it, but it happens. So we got to just do a better job.
Okay, so there you have it. Ryan, we've not had a chance to get your impressions of this. What did you see yesterday from Brady and the Buccaneers offense?
Well, what you saw from the game was it looked like 83 years of quarterback play going on. It looked geriatric. It looked a little old. That's what I thought when watching the game from what was supposed to be two of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. Now, when you get to Tom Brady, I said all offseason when we were coming up to this game that I thought he would struggle early. I thought that the Saints were a bad matchup defensively. This is a team that can really man you up on the back end, and they can rush for and get pressure. So this wasn't really the week I thought we'd see Tom Brady and this offense shine. He starts out early with a good throw, but then you see some of the miscommunications, the interception thrown to Marcus Williams. You see Mike Evans try to sit it down. Brady leads him upfield. You also had the throw late and inside, and Janoris Jenkins takes it for a pick six. And when he throws that pick six, I know right now Jameis Winston is sitting on the sideline for the Saints saying, shoot, I used to do the exact same thing. And so when you watch Tom Brady, you expect him to get better. The one thing I wanted to look at this game and see was without Tom Brady having a mastery of the offense, without Tom Brady knowing the ins and outs of everything, was he good enough physically to win? Was Tom Brady talented enough as a quarterback to overcome not necessarily knowing everything that goes on with this offense? And he's not. The arm is not the same. The movement in the pocket is not the same. When you watch him and Rob Gronkowski yesterday, the first thing I thought was, my goodness, it is not 2014. And that's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to understand. This is not going to be, we're going to get all of Jameis's yards, all of Jameis's explosion, all of Jameis's talent, minus the interceptions. You don't have Jameis's explosion. You don't have Jameis's arm talent. You don't have Jameis's fearlessness. You may not get the turnovers that you got yesterday, but you also may not be as good of a team offensively as far as the numbers go, as far as explosive plays go, as far as putting points on the board go. So you have to be ready to play a different game if you're Bruce Arians. This ain't the old Tom. This is just the old Tom.
That is so well said. And look, I said this last week, not that, what do I know? But I mean, I said last week, Bruce Arians has to recognize this is a team that should play defense and run the football. You got a running back room that's jam-packed with good players. You have a great, not good, but great defense. They gave away points yesterday. It looked exactly like last year. This no risk it, no biscuit thing doesn't work. Orlovsky is back. Dan, what did you see from the Tampa offense, and what do they need to do to fix it?
Yeah, not what RC saw. Listen, the Tampa offense looked like it was the first time for them ever to play together. And so it is going to take some time. There's a big difference between the second half performance and the first half performance. I totally disagree thinking that Tom Brady is not good enough or talented enough. Yesterday will be the best thing that happened to this offense. Yesterday will be the best thing because they will watch this tape and they will sit there and go, nah, I don't like this play. Hey, Mike Evans, do not do that. Or Tom, hey, this is the way I see it. These are the first game reps these guys have had together. Hey, Bruce Arians, do not have me throwing out to the field from the gun in the left hash. That's not my game. And so they just got to have really difficult conversations and be upfront with each other. But this will be the best thing that happened to this offense. Watch them next week. They will be markedly better.
They're going to have to be, and we will see. I have to leave it there. We have much more to get to on this. RC, I'll come back to you, but we had so many look, we always leave it wanting more. We'll take a very quick break. We'll come back with much, much more as we go. Coming up, it worked on Sunday, but are the Patriots ultimately making a big mistake with the way they're using Cam Newton? We'll talk about it. And then, new coach, new season, same old Browns. Why Dan Orlovsky says Baker Mayfield has to change his mindset right now. Get up on ESPN.